We hear quite often that the Midwest Athletic Conference is one of the toughest small conferences, not only in Ohio, but in the country. That was evident last season when all but one team in that league advanced to the postseason. Today, our Countdown to Kickoff tour takes us to the Mighty Mac as we spotlight Marion Local, Coldwater, and New Bremen.
Countdown to Kickoff is brought to you by Metzger Financial Services.
Well, Tim Goodwin's Flyers are coming off their second straight 16-0 season with another MAC crown and their OHSAA leading 13th state championship. After capturing the Division 6 title last fall, the Flyers dropped down to Division 7 this season. Much like 2021 and 22, Marion Local's title defense begins with a non-conference bout against Wapakoneta. Conference play sees the Flyers taking on the defending Division 7 titleist New Bremen in Week 5, followed by Versailles in Week 6 and Coldwater to end the regular season. The Flyers graduated 14 seniors. 8 of them were all-state performers, which includes co-defensive player of the year Darren Meyer and defensive back Tate Hess, who was also the starting QB for the team last season. The Flyers do return 4 starters on each side of the ball, which includes first-team all-offense Drew Laws alongside Kyle Oddie, who is projected to be the starting QB for 2023.
There's obviously a lot of expectations, like 32-game win streak. You don't want to let it snap, but there's going to be teams coming for us, so we have to bring our best and practice for the team that is going to come after us and know what they're going to do and try to beat them, obviously.
Got to give 100%. Every day you're out here, every game you play, every rep you take. And, you know, that class that just graduated, they left a good imprint, and I think they gave it down to us, and they gave us what we need to know for this upcoming season.
Been with each other our whole life, so we know each other pretty close, and I think we can definitely figure it out pretty fast.
You know, every year is a different team. You know, the seniors are different, and, you know, this is their team. And obviously it's a lot of work this time of year, but the kids have a great attitude, and they're fun to be around. And, you know, for us old coaches, they kind of keep you young, so it's fun being out here.
Well, sticking in Mercer County, the Coldwater Cavs kick off their season with their traditional season opener against Kenton. Their schedule will ramp up in the final 3 weeks when they take on the defending Division 7 state champs, New Bremen, followed by Versailles, before wrapping up their regular season against the 2022 D6 titleist and defending league champion Marion Local. This year's Cavaliers graduated 14 seniors from their previous 11-2 campaign, which includes 4 all-state performers. In honorable mention, Justin Cupp, third team Braden Klosterman, and first team Evan Holman and Marcel Blasingame, who was the starting field general last season. So the hunt for a new QB continues. And for 14-year head coach Chip Otten, staying healthy will prove to be crucial for this year's Cavalier team as they attempt to capture their 8th state title.
Each year, you know, you have new guys, different guys, and you try to find the right pieces for the spots. Our O-line is definitely a concern with losing those four good solid linemen, and then of course quarterback. We'll see what happens, and we got enough pieces. We'll just see which ones surface and can do it.
From playing last year, I know what it takes to be a good team. We went 11-2 last year, so I'm just going to try and pick up on what the leaders did last year and repeat that this year.
You know, we got a different crew this year, but looking back on it, you just try to get better and better each day and know what it takes. It's not easy. So we just know that it's not easy, and we're trying to push each other as hard as we can each day.
Just take it week by week. When them games come around, just prepare extra hard, because we know how it is playing them guys, and just be mentally ready to play them games.
Well, the action continues over in Auglaize County as we make a stop in New Bremen. The Cardinals open up their title defense with a non-conference game against Bath. New Bremen's schedule ramps up in Week 5 when they take on the 2022 Division 6 state champs Marion Local, who, as we stated before, dropped down to D7. Week 8 pits the Cards against perennial powerhouse Coldwater before closing out the regular season at home against St. John's. Each of those teams were responsible for the Cards' 3 losses last season. Head coach Chris Schmidt graduated 16 seniors from last fall's 13-3 championship team. They will have to replace 3 all-state performers, however, in Hayden Zeller, Hunter Schaefer, and last year's starting QB David Holman. The 2023 Cardinals do return 4 starters on each side of the ball. For Coach Schmidt, this team is determined to return to Canton, and the journey back begins now.
Pretty excited, you know, coming back here. getting the work in. I'm excited to go out and play week 1.
We refocus on the game. We just focus on improving ourselves to the best of our ability and putting all our energy into becoming the best we can be.
Yeah, Coach, he comes in with really high expectations, and I know we got a lot of guys that are coming up who haven't really had a lot of varsity experience, but he has the same standards for them as the guys week 16 last year.
Well, I think when you have success, obviously, kids want to be a part of that, and they're excited. We have kids that, like I said, are now stepping into more of those prominent roles, and I think that's exciting, and for them to now be in those positions and spots and get to play in those big games, and I think that's in many ways the motivation and the excitement.